What do men find attractive about you? We're going to discover the secrets behind what men find attractive about you when they look at you, or when they deal with you, or meet you, or have encounters with you. What do men find attractive about you? Okay, my beautiful viewer. So before you are 4 choices to choose from. Pile number 1 is from the Universal Goddess Tarot deck, or this rainbow colored mermaid tail. Okay, that is pile 1. So you can choose one or the other. Pile 2 is from the Modern Love Tarot deck, or this red mermaid tail. So you can choose one or the other for pile 2. Pile 3 is from the Rebel Witches Tarot deck, or this beautiful pink mermaid tail. And pile 4 is from the Modern Witch Tarot deck, or this beautiful white mermaid tail. Feel free to make your choice or choices, and I will catch up with you at your reading. Alright, so let's take a look at your reading here, pile 1. So you chose the rainbow colored mermaid tail, very beautiful. So what I'm seeing there, pile 1, I feel that men find you very attractive because, you know, you're like a ray of hope for them, okay? You're like a ray of sunshine. I don't know why, it just feels like you fill men with hope, or someone, a man or men with hope. You make this person feel a great sense of hope about life. You know, you encourage, men find you attractive because you come across as very encouraging. You fill them with hope, especially after something's gone wrong, right? You know, when you think about the rainbow pops up after there's been a thunderstorm or a rainstorm or something like this, you know, then the rainbow pops up at the end of that, sort of like, it'll be okay, everything's gonna be fine now. So I feel that men find you attractive because you know how to sort of calm things down and reassure. You're very reassuring, and you're very hope inspiring. Men also find you attractive because of, maybe I'm getting like a diverse vibe from you. You may be from multiple cultures or multiple backgrounds, something like this. You may have a look that maybe you look Italian mixed with Korean or something, like, I don't know what it is. It could be that, it could be biracial, and so men like that or find that attractive about you. Or it could be that you just have this universal outlook where you include, like, you know, pieces of different cultures within yourself. Okay, so it could be that you were born in a certain nation, raised in another nation, you went to work in another nation, you went to school in some other nation or community or something like this. So you're very well-rounded. You know, you have all these different aspects to yourself. You can relate to everybody. Men find this very attractive about you, that you seem like you're made up of so many different things, so many different backgrounds. You can relate to all, just about. Men find you attractive because you seem like, you know, you represent good luck to them. They feel like you make them feel lucky, okay? You just evoke feelings of peace and harmony. That's really what it comes down to. You know, peace, harmony, you radiate this. You get along well with different backgrounds. Maybe the men find you attractive because, you know, you look like you could fit in anywhere, you know, or something like this. Okay, very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Ace of Swords is coming up for you. So men find you very attractive because of your intelligence, okay? You're very intelligent and you're firm in your intelligence. You're not smart and then you lack confidence in it. Nope. You know you're intelligent. You know what you're talking about. And so therefore you operate from that perspective, okay? So when you operate with gumption and courage. You know, you're also very clear in your communication, okay? You got the King of Wands, the Six of Wands, Temperance, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Okay. So men find you attractive because you're very intelligent. You have leadership vibes. You know, you take control, you take charge, and you have had, your self-esteem is up there. You know, I'm not saying you're cocky. I just think you're intelligent, you can see everything, you're aware of what's coming, you stand tall, you stand strong, and you've had many victories because of this stance. And you wear it well. I feel like I'm seeing like battle, I'm seeing like armor here. So it feels like you are very strong and you don't take nonsense from people. Okay. Also, I feel like you look out for others. You fight battles for others. Yeah, men find you attractive because of your strengths. They find you attractive because you are, I almost feel like you got your guard up, to be honest, okay? You don't allow people to push you around, okay? Especially men, okay? You don't allow men to push you around. I almost feel like you can hold your own around men as well. You may be in a competitive field or industry where you can hold your own next to your male colleagues, okay? Or your male contemporaries, all right? You perhaps, in fact, not only hold your own, but maybe you've been one of the best among the men, and you've been heralded as one of the best, or you've had victories among the best in your field, and maybe in a male-dominated industry, or maybe not, but maybe just in competition against others, you've come out as the best and the one who is shiny and doing better than everybody else. I feel like men find you attractive because you take on leadership roles. You mentor others, you're a shining light, you're an example, you encourage others, you inspire others, okay? I feel that men also find you attractive because you're not bullying people or pushing people around, okay? That's not what's going on here, Paltu. Men feel that you're willing to compromise. You're willing to find that, halfway point, and make sure that everyone's happy. Okay, in a situation. You're not cocky, you're not arrogant, despite being a winner, despite being very intelligent, despite being one of the best, okay? You're not cocky. You're willing to compromise and make sure everyone's getting something and make sure everyone's well taken care of. Yeah, men find you very attractive because you give hope, Pawan. You give hope. I picked up on that earlier, okay? You give hope. Where people are worrying, stressed, and all this, you come in, it's like you save the day. You save the day, okay? You come in and you show the person who is worried or feeling insecure or feeling anxiety or hopelessness. If they're feeling insecure for some reason, maybe because you're such a winner, you let them know it's going to be okay. You're not here to dominate them and push them around. Just because you happen to be the best, just because you happen to have a great reputation and you don't allow people to push you around, doesn't mean that you're mean, pile one. Okay, and I feel like this is why men find you very attractive, is that you are a nice leader, not a mean leader. Okay, or you're a nice winner, and not a cocky winner that's sitting there wanting to lord it over everyone's heads. You just are a winner, and any worries they have about, oh my gosh, now that they've dominated, now that Pile 1 has dominated me, or now that Pile 1 has proved that she's the best, what does this mean for me? And you prove those fears untrue, okay? Because you are all about teamwork, okay? You're all about trying to find what works for everyone. You understand that teamwork is where the real power is, okay? Even if you are one of the best, you still need to be supported by a team. And you still need everyone's contributions. You understand that everyone bringing something to the table is what makes, teamwork makes the dream work, right, guys? So I feel that this is a reason that men find you very attractive. Yeah, they feel that men find you attractive because you're able to accept disappointments. You're able to find peace, even if things haven't worked out right between you and them, okay? Men find you attractive because of this, okay? They feel that, you can hold your own, okay? You can hold your own. You don't, just because something bad happened or something didn't work out right, doesn't mean that you are, that you're going to be some kind of problem, okay? And so men find that very attractive about you. Yeah, men find it attractive that you're not a pushover, Pawan. They find that very attractive. They also find it scary, but they find it attractive by and large. You make them realize that their fears, they project onto you. That's another thing I see too, is that men project onto you that, well, if you are the winner or you're able to not be pushed around, does this mean you're going to push me around? And you prove that you're not going to be doing that, okay? And this is why they find you attractive. They see that you like to do teamwork. I feel like men find you attractive because you're beautiful. You're very attractive, actually. I almost feel like you might have a very statuesque body. You may be very muscular, something like this, or very toned. You're physically strong. You are physically strong, pile one. And men find you attractive because of this. At the same time, yeah, they feel they can rely on you to be one of the team. They feel that they can rely on you to be, they're not going to be carrying you. In fact, you carry yourself. In fact, you can even help others out a little bit. And you prove to be the best, the strongest of all of them sometimes. And so they really find this very attractive in you, that you hold your own. For instance, maybe it's possible that you have your own career and you don't depend on a man, okay, to take care of you. If anything, you might be one of the best in your field, maybe do better than they are in their career, do better than they are doing. Men find you attractive also because you know, this is kind of tough to say, but they think you're scary. Men find you attractive because you are intimidating, pile one, okay? You're not the one to trifle with. You're not the one to push around. You're not the one to disrespect. You're the one to respect, compromise with, and team up with. Not the one to fight or try to challenge or bully or push over or try to, shove crap down your throat that's not right for you or that's unfair or unethical or anything like this, get pushed around or shoved around out of your own position. Men find this attractive about you. Men may also find it attractive that you are not for everyone, pile one. You don't go with every guy, okay? You don't go with every guy. It's not your thing. I feel like also for some of you, men find you attractive because you stand strong and you don't tolerate nonsense, okay? You want logic. You want what makes sense. So, for example, you may have dealt with men in your history who you gave this one a chance, man number one a chance, man number two a chance, man number three a chance. And they all failed you in some manner, okay? Maybe they failed to be a decent provider next to you, or they fail to do teamwork, or they try to push you around or bully you or something like this, or I don't know. But you for example, okay, I'm not saying this is exactly what's happening with people, but for example, you would say, okay, well, we're done here. I'm going to create a separation. I'm done with you, okay? Even if you had kids for them, even if you had kids, you're like, this is not good enough for me, so I'm removing you. So there's a strength there, and men actually find you attractive because of this strength, okay? So even if, they failed you, you're like, okay, well, I need to remove myself. I'm not going to sit around with a failed situation. I'm going to remove myself. You're brave, you're bold. And you maybe have done this with many men. Or more than a few. I'm seeing 5 here. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men. I don't know. Maybe in the dating world or in marriages, marriages that didn't work out or relationships that didn't work out. And, you always stood strong. You're like, but I don't want that. Look, you got your armor on. I don't want that. I'm not going to get pushed around into accepting what is less than what I deserve. And so, men actually find you very attractive because of this. They see you as formidable, pile one. Okay? They see you as not the one to push around, period. You're the one to come correct with. You're the one to respect. You're the one to be above board with and treat respectfully and ethically, or nothing else. Nothing else works with you, pile one. Nothing. I almost feel like just a few of you have been fine with letting go of a baby daddy because they did not act right. Okay? That wasn't good enough for you. You're like, I'll be a mom on my own. I'll nurse my children. I'm good. Okay? Now, I do feel like men also find you attractive because you're a good team player. Pile one. You're a good team player. The ones that have their heads on right, or the ones who, have a turnaround, really, at the end of the day, when they assess you, they see that you have your head on right, on your shoulders right. You make sense. They've been out there. They've dealt with people who are unethical. They've dealt with shoddy situations. They can tell the difference. If they're saying there is no difference between you and a situation that's messed up, then they're either very unaware spiritually, very, very, maybe even low IQ, or they know that you are superior and better than the rest, but they're playing games and they want to try to win anyway. So they're unethical. Okay. So, the ones that have their head on right view you as a formidable person to have on their team, someone to respect, someone whose skills are valuable, someone who is a prize to have around. This is why they find you attractive. The ones that have their heads on right, they view you as attractive because you are capable and dependable. Okay, you're a powerhouse. Having you around is like having a dragon around. The ones that find you attractive view you as a dragon. Having you around is like having Goliath around. Goliath in the Bible was a tall giant. It was a giant amongst men who, I believe the Israelites? I'm sorry. Goliath it was a Philistine. And he fought against the Israelite boy, David. So I don't know. I just feel like you're a leader. You're a hero, okay, in their eyes. Men who admire you and find you very attractive because of your stature too. You find your stature, your body, your physical strength. It could be some of you lift weights or do a physical job. Okay, so your body is built up and very strong physically. That's just for some of you. And men find this very attractive about you. Okay, you find it attractive that you can hold your own and that you're formidable. You're a warrior. Okay, men also find it attractive that you've been through a lot. Power one, you've been through a lot. And when they hear your story or a witness to your life's journey or the things that have happened, they admire your strengths. They find you very attractive because of how strong, resilient, and persevering you've been. And that's the truth, Power one. Okay? All right, let's take a look at your oracle cards and see why men find you attractive. What other messages are coming through? We have Aizan, miracles. So men find you attractive, my beautiful Power one, because you respect yourself. You conduct yourself with dignity. I also feel like men find you attractive because you are accomplished, actually. Okay? You accomplished a lot of abundance, and there's a certain dignified state about you with which you carry yourself that men find very attractive, and you have cultivated this abundance because of your intelligence. Okay, and you are self-made. Okay, you didn't need a man to give that to you. Okay, we have the Navigator, number 29. So what I'm seeing here is that men find you attractive because not only are you a mentor for others or an inspiration point for others, but they find you attractive because you have taken control of your own life. Power one. You are the navigator. You set the course for your life. You're not basing it on some man. You're not basing it on other people. You're a self-thinker. You're a self-director. You're a cardinal. You might be a cardinal sign. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Or you may have these the placement on your chart, okay, of these signs. Maybe somewhere on your chart in a very prominent role. So I feel that men find you very attractive because you're like the boss of your own destiny. You take control of your own destiny. Your eyes are on the ball. Your eyes are on the prize. You're not distracted by men being attracted to you. You're not distracted by men finding you, attractive and maybe trying to derail you by getting you pregnant. Or you're like, okay, all right, we got pregnant. All right. If things are not going the way that I've seen for myself, regardless of babies, regardless of what we have, I'm not going to settle. Okay, Power one. You refuse to settle, and men find this very attractive about you. I feel like men also like the way that you dress. Men feel that you dress very, sophisticated. You dress with dignity. Okay, and what I mean by that is you cover up. That's number one. I feel like maybe sometimes you dress up and you show your décolletage, your cleavage, or your legs or something, but it's always done tastefully. You're never over revealing all your bits and parts. Okay, you're not like that. Which there's nothing wrong with it. So I am seeing that, I just feel like, man, Power one, you are a strong woman, okay, or a strong person. You are you have not allowed people disappointing you or, leaving you holding the bag, or people challenging your position in life, or others to set you back, okay? Men find you very attractive because you stand strong, Power one. You empower yourself. You empower yourself. You're an inspiration to others. And you are very accomplished too. So you have succeeded in a situation where others might have given in and been like, oh, woe is me. And look how they treated me. And look what they did to me. And look how they left me hanging. And look how they victimized me. You have, not only have you moved beyond that, you're like, oh, you kicked that story to the curb. And you're like, that doesn't affect me none. That doesn't affect me none. That's beside the point. I will be the master or my destiny. I will be abundant. I will be powerful. I will be successful. I will be the best. And so men find your strength very attractive. Okay. Remember that. Okay. So we have, there is always a way. Yeah. So again, I'm getting this vibe, pile one, that you've had to face some very intense challenges. Intense. Where many, would have given up or have given up. And you were maybe, I'm getting like, a vibe of someone being backed up into a situation where it's like, how do I even get out of this? Maybe, as an example, someone's out of money, someone's out of opportunities, someone has been cheated, someone has been dissed, someone has been misled, someone has been drained, someone has been left hanging. You're down to near zero options, but still, regardless, you picked up your hatchet and you started hacking your way out of there, out of that backed up situation. You started hacking your way. Yeah. And you maintain your purity. Okay. I feel like men really, really find you attractive, pile one, because even though you've been through a lot, even though you were quote unquote victimized and you had very few options in life, you were able to overcome and become a major success. That's what I'm seeing. A success in their eyes anyway. They're like, you are, man, pile one, they admire this about you. They find your strength very, very, very attractive. And even though you are put in this position, had gone through many trials and lots of issues, okay? Even though you've been through this, you, pile one, do not carry it around like a chip on your shoulder. You're not constantly griping to them about how life, you were mistreated, how this went wrong, that went wrong, you hate this person, they didn't treat you right. They don't get those stories from you, pile one. They know you went through it. They know you went through a lot. They know you've been challenged a lot. They know you've had to face adversity. Maybe like I said earlier, like a male-dominated industry, and the men resisted you and did everything they could to bully you and try to push you out. That's just an example for some of y'all. And yet you stood strong, and not only did you stand strong, you dominated. And also they feel that you're very resourceful. Okay? Men find you very attractive because you are super resourceful, pile one. You've been backed up into situations that were gloomy and where there were no options. It was like you were at the bottom of the barrel. No one comes back from the place that you've been, pile one. No one. But yet you did. That resourcefulness built you up into a powerhouse to where when you came out, all these others that were there, they'd had a cushy life or it had been an easy ride for them. You went through the school of hard knocks. When you got there, you blew the rest out of the water. So they find you very attractive because of this. We have generous. So remember I said earlier that because you are so powerful, pile one, and these men that tried to test you, or people tried to test you, or you dominated them, you did better than them, or you shamed them, or it could be in a contest or in life, perhaps just in life in general too. I feel like there are many men who don't feel that they are as successful or as resilient as you. Okay, this worries them. This makes them feel insecure, pile one. But something they admire about you is that though you are in this position of strength and power, you are kind. All their fears about, oh my gosh, this person dominated me, they pushed me, they're projecting onto you, because if they were in a position of power, they would bully others. They see that you are generous, pile one. They see that you are kind. That even if you are the winner, you'll share with others. You're not hardcore like that. You have a heart, pile one. This is why they find you attractive. Also, I'm seeing that men find you attractive because you're family material, okay? You know how to cooperate with others to raise kids. Maybe the baby daddy maybe if you have a baby daddy, this only applies to you if you have a baby daddy, okay? Or you have a co-parent or a husband or something like this. Men find you attractive because of your ability to nurture a family and be a good family person, to be a good matriarch in the family, to create a happy family life. Your ability to be fertile too. Men find you attractive because you're fertile and you're able to produce children, okay? I feel like there's some men in your circle that find you attractive because of this. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups. Pile one, I feel like men find you attractive. Again, we have 5 of Cups, we got 5 of Cups. I feel like men find you attractive because of your ability to peacefully raise a family and do it in a smooth way. You're not playing cutthroat games, pile one. You're not about cutting other people off of the knees. You're about, how can we make society better? How can we make the family better? How can we look out for the greater good? You're remarkable, pile one. Men find you attractive because of your values and your character. I'm also seeing that men find you attractive because I feel, here's a story that's emerging. Someone helped you in the past. I feel like some people helped you. Someone helped you when you were drowning. Okay, this is all symbolic, of course. So it helped you during a hard time. And I feel like they may be doing it partly out of the goodness of their heart because they saw someone drowning, they wanted to help, but they also had like an ulterior motive. They wanted to get in your pants or something. And so men find you attractive when they think you're in need or you need their assistance or whenever they help you out. We have flex, showing off, pride, confidence. You are, I'm getting like your build again. I feel like men find your build very attractive. You might be very toned or have good muscles or like a good muscular physique. You might be a bodybuilder. You might be someone who works out at the gym regularly, or someone who uses your body very much so in your line of work. Or you might be someone who's just taking good care of their body. You do your workouts at home, you eat right, and you keep yourself trim, or you keep yourself very statuesque. And so men like this, okay? Men like men find you attractive because you're like a flex. You're a flex, okay? If you have a man that's with you or who wants to, date you or something like this, they feel that you don't let that go to your head and you help to keep their pride and confidence going. You're not what they call a ball buster. That's the word I was looking for earlier. You're not a ball buster, Pawan. Okay? Though you have all the qualities that you could sort of like lean on to allow yourself to become a ball buster, you're not. Okay? You create space you want for them in their pride, their ego. Okay? You support their confidence. And this is why they find you attractive. We have Oshun, the seductrix. So pile 1. Men find you attractive because of, again, I'm saying your stature. Okay? There's something about, I feel like, okay, so you may either be very muscular or you just got meat on your bones, pile 1. You've got meat on your bones. You got curves in the right places. You are very attractive. You're very strong in your feminine power. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you're manly, okay? I know I talked a lot about strength and stature, but there's a lot of curves to this, okay? There's a curvature there. You're clearly very feminine. And men find you attractive because of the way you do your makeup. Sometimes the way you dress as well can be revealing, though by and large you tend to cover up. But when you do show your curves, when you do wear a low cleavage dress, when you do wear a dress that's very sexy or sort of revealing, you blow men's minds, pile 1. Okay? Men are like, I did not realize that you had all of that going on under that dress. Men find it very attractive that you're not always showing off your curves. You're not always showing off all the sexy bits. But when you do, you are a bombshell. Okay? Pile 1, you are a bombshell. And so they find this very attractive about you. Now, I remember I kept saying something about your stature. You might be tall. I mean, I mentioned your muscles, okay? Or just the fact that you're built, you're stacked, okay? That's coming through. You may be slim too. I'm not saying you're not slender. I'm just saying that you're fit, firm toned, and even, you might be a little bit broad, but you're shapely and you have curves in all the right places. There's something coming through about your height. Okay, so if you are tall, men find this very attractive about you. Pile 1. Okay, there are men who find you very attractive because of your height. I'm also getting that for some of you, especially if you are not tall, men like the way you make them feel tall. Okay, so if you're short, then men find the way you make them feel tall. We have prominent earlobes. So men think that you are a good listener. Okay, there are times when you listen more than you speak. And you understand what is unsaid. You understand what is unsaid. So it feels like maybe they feel like they don't have to say too much to you for you to get what's going on and respond accordingly. Okay? I kind of got that vibe earlier. They feel like you're one of the guys. Sure, you've had to face some adversity with men. Yeah, so, I feel like men think that you're a really good listener. Men feel heard and seen around you. That's something else I'm seeing too. Men feel heard and seen. They don't feel that you're lording over them your accomplishments, your ability to hold your own over them and pushing them around, bossing them around, making them feel inconsequential, making them feel like they don't matter. It's the opposite. You're generous with your attention. Also, I feel like men find you attractive. I'm seeing earrings. There's some prominent earrings. You might like wearing earrings. Pile 1, like big ones, like maybe hoops or pretty earrings or something like this, or jewelry around your neck. Men find your jewelry very attractive. Your choice of jewelry, the way you wear it, how you wear it, they find that very attractive. Okay, pile one. Yeah, men like looking at you. Pile one. You are eye candy. Men love your look. Okay, like I said, when you do dress sexy, I'm seeing a revealing low back here, revealing cleavage there, showing the legs. When you do show your body, men cannot take their eyes off of you. You are sensational. You're a bombshell, pile one. That's what they think of you. So yeah, men feel that you're a feast for the eyes, pile one. You are a feast for the eyes. We have tidy up. And like I'm saying, I feel like you dress very appropriately, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's just that when you turn it up, when you get sexy, so you're going out on a night on the town, or you want to maybe dress sexy for an evening or something like this, men see what your sexuality is all about. They see your feminine side and they're blown away. But by and large, you dress very appropriate, and I almost want to say utilitarian. You dress appropriately for whatever you're doing. If you're going to battle, you wear armor, okay? If you're going to a professional zone, you wear professional clothes. If you're going to church, you dress from head to toe in a nice gown with your neck covered up with a white, you wear what's appropriate. You don't go out of your way to be overly sexy. It's not your thing, okay? Only if it fits will you do it, okay? Will you dress sexy? And men find this attractive in you, okay? We have Kuan Yin, compassion, yeah. So again, we're going back to this whole idea that you're a good balance of things, pile one. You're a fighter, you're powerful, you're a warrior, you've dominated, you've overcome many challenges, you've proven yourself to be a champion, a hero, all right? Even in adverse circumstances. So there's a hardness to you. But at the same time, that's balanced out with the softness, the maternal side, the loving, the compassionate. You're not a bully with the power you have amassed. You're not cocky. You don't step on others simply because you are heralded as the winner. And, I said earlier that they worried that you would be mean and that you would, because of what they did to you, right? That you're going to come back and show them. But you're not that type, pile one. When you win, you accept your victory with grace, and you don't sit there and lord it over people's heads. I'm the winner, now I'm going to step on you like you stepped on me. They're worried, and they're projecting that onto you because that's what they did to you. That's what they do with power. They're imbalanced masculine, okay? And so they, instead of treating you with respect in the past, they treated you in an undignified manner, and so you have to prove your worth. And this is why they're worried, is because you showed them, right? But that's all the victory you need, pile one. You don't need to be mean. In fact, you're full of compassion, pile one. You're full of compassion, and they love this about you, okay? So we have publicity, which is Jupiter in Leo. Oh my gosh, you're seeing this. 5, 5, and 5. 5 is the number of, it's a mediating number, a moderating number. It's also a number of challenge and difficulty. But like in the traditional Rider-Waite card, the 5 of Wands, one of the meanings they give you is the quest for gold. So there's a beauty and there's value to the challenge, because what you get out of the adversity is gold. So I feel like you've won a lot of acclaim because of the difficulties that you encountered. Look, we see a globe here, Terra, and we see another globe here in your hand. You're dominating. Here you're kneeling on it. Here you got it in your hands, So you might be a CEO or a boss figure or something like this, and you have dominated in your world, in your sphere. You are the unquestioned hero. It's very clear that you are in charge in something, or in some manner, in some capacity. And many people know about this, okay? Many people know that you are in charge, that you're the boss of your situation. And they find this attractive about you, okay? Men find you attractive because you dominate. Men find you attractive because you're in charge of your situation. You're in charge of something. Okay, we have wake, work, scroll, repeat. Men find you attractive because you're no nonsense. You stay focused. Okay, you stay focused. You're busy. You're driven. You're not a frou-frou person, pile one. Okay, you don't sit around looking at your nails. Okay. Or something. You're always busy. You're either cleaning your home, you're hacking away out of a challenge, or you're looking out for others, or you're being a good parent, you're dressing appropriately. You have character. You have aplomb. Okay? You have dignity, pile one. You're a person of substance. And this is why men find you attractive. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you found it resonant, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of this reading. I welcome your comments. I love to interact with you. Leave me an emoji, something like the one I'm showing you now on the screen. Just leave me some emojis in the comment section, because this alerts the algorithm to know that this is a live channel and that you are engaging with this content. Is going to help the algorithm promote this video, help my channel grow, and help us attract more of our soul tribe, right guys? Take very good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye. Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. You've chosen the red mermaid tail. Beautiful. Let's set that aside for you. So right away, I'm getting that men find you attractive because of your energy. You're full of vitality. You have a lot of zest. So you might be a high energy person, or just a very driven person. Okay. And so this is something that ignites a lot of interest in men towards you. Men also find you attractive because you are a survivor, Pile 2. Okay. You have, red is the color blood, which signals, the juice of life, right? Go, vitality. So if you have been through anything, difficult, and you've come out on top, men find this attractive about you, okay? They feel that you're a survivor. You can survive in any circumstance. And so this is another attractive trait in you. Men also feel that you show a lot of courage in certain situations, okay? I don't get that you're a pushover, okay, Pile 2? Men are attracted to you because you have gumption. You have courage. You stand strong. And your energy, your vitality is strong. You could be maybe very physically active or something like this, okay? Let's take a look at your cards. We have 6 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, beautiful energy, Queen of Wands, gorgeous, 3 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Oh, we got one extra. I didn't mean to. We have the Star. Okay. So, Pile 2, men find you attractive because you are a winner. Remember I told you, a survivor, someone who pushes beyond limitations, okay, to not only survive but to win, to be victorious, okay? Men find you attractive because of your ability to take care of yourself. They feel that you have, that you're very successful at taking care of you, had a really good career. You've done really well in your career, Pile 2, and you are self-made, or you're very independent. So even if you have some sort of limitation, it could be physical, that's possible, maybe you have a disability, you don't let that keep you back, okay? You're able to hold your own, okay, even with this limitation or disability, if you have one, okay? And men find that attractive about you. Actually, they think it's attractive that you're able to, like, you can see this guy's in a wheelchair. I'm not saying you're in a wheelchair, Pile 2, but if you are, men are amazed by you and find you attractive, because exceedingly attractive despite this limitation, because you show how capable you are. We got a dribbler here in a wheelchair. You kidding me? Okay, someone who's scoring points in the basketball hoops and all this. So you may be an athlete, because I'm see the barbell with weights on it. So I feel that you might be an athlete, Pile 2. You might go to the gym a lot. Men find this very attractive about you, or they've seen you working out, or they've seen your physique and thought that you look like someone who works out a lot. They can picture you in a gym, Pile 2. And they've seen your shoulders, they've seen your strength that you have. They feel like you, I don't care what size you are compact, you have a good shape, and you're physically strong. That's what they think about you. And they find you very attractive because of this. Men find you very attractive because you're able to navigate the world on your own, okay? Maybe you've gone traveling by yourself, something like this, and they admire that. They respect the hell out of that. They feel that you are able to navigate also very well, when it comes to directions and stuff like that. Maybe you don't need someone to help you point where you should go. They feel that you're reliable and dependable. You show up where you say you will be, and they find this very attractive about you. You're able to find your way where you need to be. Men find you very attractive also because people clamor around you, Pile 2. You may be popular, okay? Or you may have many options when it comes to the romantic world, okay? You may have like a very decent sized social circle, or you may have many admirers, and men find you attractive because of this. They see a lot of people gravitating towards you for one reason or another, and they find you attractive because of this. They think you're a hub. They're like, wow, why are there so many people gathering around Pile 2? She's always got something going on. She's always in the center of, at the center of events, people around her, they feel that you're a hub, a social hub, and that people gravitate around you and they can depend on you, and that a lot of people admire you. And so they find you attractive because of this, okay? They find you attractive too because you're very learned, you're very intelligent, maybe you've read a lot of books. When they talk to you, when you speak, it's clear that you're well versed, that you're educated, that you're in the know, that your mind is sharp, you're full of knowledge. You have a lot of clarity too when you speak. You're not a confusing person to listen to, okay? They feel that you make things very clear. You may speak really well and very articulately. Pile 2, men find you attractive because you have big dreams. You have big dreams and you think big, okay? Maybe you study the stars too. There are men who admire you or find you attractive because of your ability to navigate the stars. You might be an astrologist or astrologer or something like this. And so they like that about you too. They like that you're able to point out constellations. Maybe you were hanging out with someone and you were able to point out Orion's belt or Ophiuchus or the Summer Triangle or something like this. Men find you attractive because you're able to navigate the world and you pay attention to the world around you. You can tell what's what. You can identify landmarks. You can navigate yourself through the world. You might be a big time traveler or, something like this. Okay. So men find you attractive because of this. Men also find you attractive because they find your independence hella sexy, okay? You don't need a handler, okay, pal, too. You don't need someone to tell you where to go or tell you how to get there. You figure things out on your own, okay? And in fact, I feel like you've dealt with men who thought maybe you were helpless or that you needed help or, oh, poor pal, too, they must need help. But then you turned around and you did something that blew their minds. They're like, what? You can do that. I was thinking you were helpless. Maybe, they thought that maybe you couldn't hold your own in a certain environment or something like this. Or they thought you were weak, or only to find out that you are one of the best, at doing something, or you have some skill that outshines others. You may have skills or talents that are above and beyond what others can do. Yeah, I feel like men find you attractive, pile, too, because you can pick and choose. You have options. You're not the dregs, pal 2, okay? You're not like, oh, I'm so desperate for a man, and will anyone take me? No, okay? There are lots of people throwing attention your way, okay? You're also popular. Also, I feel like men find you attractive because you have many talents. You have many talents, many skills, and they find you attractive because of this. I feel like you have this energy where I don't feel that you're always smiling. In fact, I would say you look kind of serious a lot of the time. You look like you're all business because you're always usually focused on something, trying to figure something out. You're always doing something kind of serious, because you depend on you. You're independent. So you're the one, you're the figurer. You're the one figuring things out. You're the one assessing things. You're the one solving problems. And so they like this seriousness in you. They like seeing it on your face. They find you attractive because of it. They find you attractive also because you don't need them. You don't need them, pal 2. Okay? They find you attractive because you don't need them for anything. You're strong on your own. Okay? It could be also that men find you attractive for some of y'all because you're single. Or you give off a single vibe, A lot of times if you're single, yeah, you are doing things on your own, okay? You appear self-sufficient, which you probably are, because you're by yourself. You take care of you, you look out for you, you do things by yourself. And so men find this attractive in you, okay? Men find you attractive because you impart knowledge too. The things you know, you can share very articulately. You can teach. You teach things you know. You might teach them about constellations, stars, zodiac. You might teach them about yourself or the environment around you. You might teach them about the world. You're knowledgeable, pal 2. And this is why they find you so attractive. This person that finds you attractive, they might be a sapiosexual. They love your brain. They love the way you think, okay? They love that you're serious, a serious person, a very capable person. I feel like men may also find you very attractive because of your toned muscles. So if you work out regularly, you may have built up some muscles on your body, have a very toned shape. They find this very attractive, very sexy. They like the athletic build. Or you may be on the voluptuous side, but you're not sloppy looking. You just know how to dress in such a way that it's just, you look compact. Everything's packaged correctly, pal 2. Okay, they find this attractive about you. You package yourself really well. Okay, let's move on to your oracle cards. We have ashashe ya, which means joy. They do like your smile, though. I do feel like they find your smile attractive. I wouldn't say that you're a huge smiler, pile 2. But when you do smile, they love it. They love it. And they understand the serious look on your face is not because you're not happy. No, they know you're happy. Okay, because they can see this beatific, content look on your face that looks, you look happy, you look pleased. That's what it is. You have this pleased look on your face, and they find you attractive because of it. You're not like, I wouldn't say that you're not, you're not a smiley person, but you're not walking around with a scowl or a frown either. You look content and at peace, like you're humming under your breath, like, you got like a little tiny smile on your lips, though your lips are closed. They find that attractive, okay? They feel that you radiate joy. They feel that you radiate joy. You may be a mother, pile 2, and I feel that, they find it attractive that you're such a good nurturer and a good caretaker. You could take very good care of your child, or you get very good care of your project. You may have a baby, in the sense of you may have like a business or a company or an idea or something you're working on, and you take the time to nurture this thing. Okay, you don't leave your projects unnurtured. You take good care of whatever it is you're trying to grow, and you nurture it. They find this attractive about you. Next, we're getting number 26, the hacker. So pile 2, men find you attractive because, like I said, you're very serious. You're very focused. You don't play. Okay, you know how to play in a way, as in you like the things that make you happy, pile 2, are wholesome things that add to your health, like exercise and going outside, walking around outside, learning. You learn for fun. You explore the world for fun. You learn for fun. Okay, you stay active for fun, and so you're a happy, balanced creature in that way. But they've noticed that you're very, very focused on your business. You have a seriousness about you. You prioritize what is important to you. You do your research. You're always learning. You're a very serious person, pal, too. I must say, it's coming through that you're about your business. You're about being aware of what's going on around you. Okay? You're about being plugged in. I see you're on the internet here, plugged into all the data, all the information. You have all the information. You know how to access all the information. You might be very computer savvy, and they find this very admirable about you. They're attracted to you because you can hold your own. You might be able to hold your own too when it comes to computers, or you may work in the computer industry or work heavily with computers or computer systems, and they find you very attractive because of this. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling like the person who's interested in you, or the person who will find you attractive, is a sapiosexual. Someone who's turned on by your brain power. Someone who's turned on by your wherewithal. Your knowledgeableness. Okay, pile 2. They find you attractive because of your ability to go online and find everything you need. You're plugged into the times, okay? You're plugged in. You're not out of touch. You're in touch. Erzuli, which is prosperity. Yeah, pile 2, I feel like they find you attractive because you're independent and you have created wealth and a certain measure of abundance with your mind, with your brain power, okay? Okay, they see that in you. They see that you are self-made, that who you are, you're standing strong because of your own might and your own mettle. Okay, we got brains, we got muscles, we got mind. They find you attractive because you're a very good dresser too. I feel like, Patu, I think that this person or men find you attractive because of how sexy you dress. I see a crop top. I see like a figure hugging dress. I see like just well-chosen attire that complements your form. We have number 16, love is in the air. Yeah, I feel like they find you attractive because of how loving you are. You love yourself too. That's another thing. Self-love, guys, don't get it twisted, okay? I think a lot of people have this idea that, with self-love is a bad thing. Yeah, there's some circles where they're like, oh, so you're all about yourself. You're about, it's you first, me this, me that. That's not it. That may be the unhealthy version. The healthy version is I prioritize myself and I take good care of myself and I hold my own, so nobody else has to take care of me. That's number 1. Number 2, I take good care of myself so that I'm able to be there for others. You're a reliable ally, pile 2. Men find you attractive because you can be there for others. Yeah, so they can feel this aura of I love myself. I'm fine. I don't need others to validate me. If there are others around me saying good things to me, it's just a bonus. It's just a cherry on top. I like me. I like my aura. I like my energy. I like who I am. I love me, and the person I've cultivated myself to be is lovable in my own eyes. So this is incredibly sexy, pile 2. This is why men find you very attractive. They find you very attractive because of your aura, your energy of, but I'm good with me though. I love who I become. I steadily focused on myself and cultivating me. And so therefore I like what I've created. I like who I've become. You may color your hair. And I feel like if you color your hair, they find you attractive because of the hair color that you chose. I'm getting like a lot of reds. We got red hair. So you may have red hair. If you have red hair, they find this attractive. If you have aqua colored hair, or you change your hair into a different kind of color, this is another reason men find you attractive. Okay, so keep it up, keep that up. Yeah, men feel that you're a very good hostess. You know how to be there for others. You know, I'm seeing that you throw like amazing parties too, like get-togethers or something like this. And men find this attractive in you because you know how to be a good hostess. You know how to, look, I see drinks being served. People are hanging around you, drinking, sharing you on, saying, I love this space you've created, pal 2. I'm having a great time. I'm having an awesome time. So men find you attractive because of your ability to throw awesome get-togethers, parties, events. You're an awesome hostess and you create great vibes. Mask. Okay, so pile 2. You may mask. You're masking something. Maybe you mask certain traits from others. Maybe you might be autistic or something like this, and you're able to mask and pretend and put on an act like you are like others, that you're normal, quote unquote. And so men find you attractive because of this. They may not realize what it is they're seeing, okay? They may not realize that you're masking, but they like the way you mask, okay? They find you attractive because of the way that you mask. I'm also getting that perhaps you like to dress up and wear, like maybe for Halloween or something like this. I'm kind of getting that vibe here with Erzuli, and then when it's getting masked too. Maybe you do like cosplay, or you like dress up for Halloween or something like this. And men find you attractive because of the way you dress up for Halloween. They think it's sexy. They find it very appealing. We have the sun. So you know that story of Icarus. Icarus, that's the name. You know, Icarus flew too close to the sun. Okay, his father made him wings. And so what I'm getting from this is that men find you attractive because they view you as very powerful and daring. You're daring. You're brave. You reach heights others don't reach. You're shining. You're glittering. Okay. I'm also getting this cosplay vibe again. I feel like you might wear wings or a mask or horns or something like this. And men find that very attractive in you. I also feel like you just have reached certain heights of success. Pile 2. It could be that you're very educated, very knowledgeable when it comes to certain things, okay? You're very successful. That's what I'm seeing too. And this attracts a lot of men to you. You may also be very popular or maybe even famous. And so you're seen by many. And this is why men are attracted to you. I got that vibe that you were popular earlier. I don't know where in the cards, but yeah, I got that vibe that you were popular. You're seen by many. So we have high key. Exactly. So you know what? Here's what I'm getting, guys, is that men find you attractive because you're not a wallflower. You don't stay at home all day, scared of the outside world. You get out there, you're seen by others. In fact, you're a hub of activity. People gather around you. People see you a lot, and they love seeing you, and you're fine with the attention. You may be a high-functioning autistic person where someone, if they knew your condition, would never imagine in 1,000 years that you would be who you are. But I feel like men find you attractive because you're comfortable in front of a crowd. You're very bold. You make bold fashion choices. I'm seeing a lot of crop tops coming up. I see, short tops. I see a crop top. You know, like you're okay with showing your belly button. You dress sexy, pile 2. You dress sexy, period. And they love this about you. Men find you very attractive because you have the kind of body where you can dress sexy and you're proud of your body. You're confident. And they find this hella attractive in you, okay? It's undeniable. You have that it factor. It's undeniable. And you're very obvious. You're very well seen and known. This is another reason that they find you attractive. So, pile 2. I feel like men find you attractive because, again, you're popular. They see you a lot. either on social media. You may have a social media account or something like this, and they're one of your friends or one of the people that are on your account. They see you a lot. Maybe you post some things, or you share news about your life, or you share things that are going on. And I feel like there are men who sit there scrolling, seeing all your posts, looking at all your stuff, checking you out, and they find you attractive because you're easy to find online, and you're easy to see. It's easy to see what you're up to. You live your life out loud, pal. Too. You live your life out loud. You may hide some things. It's possible you keep some things to yourself, but by and large, you put a lot out there. Okay, you may be very active on social media or something like this, some kind of platform, and you're well seen and you're well respected, and you have lots of followers, pal, too. Okay, people really love your stuff, and it could be that this man that finds you attractive is one of your followers or your subscribers or something like this. Okay, and they find you very attractive because they keep up with you, and they like the things that you post, and they find you very fascinating. Wow. They think that you're very nurturing when it comes to the items that you post. So, we have number 38, Oshun of secrets, mystery, hidden knowledge, and wisdom. So, I get the feeling like you look a lot at, like, either you're a big reader, you might be a big reader, or you might be someone who does a lot of research on the computer, or maybe you're going to school, or you're working on your degree, or you're working on your doctorate, or there's something you do, or you read, or you study that most people either don't have access to, or don't get to study, or don't want to study, or don't want to look at. And you filled yourself with this knowledge, okay? You're very knowledgeable, okay? I keep coming back to that. And I feel like the energy, the cards keep coming back to that. And I feel like men find you attractive because of your deep well of knowledge within, okay? How well read you are, okay? How well read you are, your access to information or data. I'm also getting it for some of you, you might be like an astrologer, or like someone who, you may do tarot reading, or maybe psychic readings, or you may have access to occult knowledge, and you are well versed in this knowledge. And this is part of why men find you attractive, okay? It could also just be, like, for instance, the average person doesn't know all the medical terms, that are like the Latin medical terms for the muscles or something like this. I feel like maybe you know a lot of some kind of knowledge that most people don't know, okay? So you could be in the medical field, you could be a lawyer, you could be a technician, you could be a computer engineer. I don't know what it is, but you have some access to some kind of esoteric knowledge, meaning hidden knowledge that's hidden from most, either because they don't need it or don't want it, okay? But you have access to that knowledge, and you appear very powerful and powerfully attractive to men because of this, okay? I'm also getting that you might be on the quiet side. That's possible. Okay, so next we're getting piercings. Okay, so you might have a piercing. If you don't, that's okay. Just take this messages in this reading as it resonates. You can leave the rest for others. This is a group reading, okay? But your energy is coming through. Pile 2. You may have a piercing, or there's something about your lips, okay? And you may have a piercing on some part of your body. It could be your belly button. It could be your lips. Men find this attractive about you. Maybe not your nipple, because we're talking about men at large. So somewhere prominent, somewhere they can easily be seen. So it could be your belly button. It could be on your lip. It could be on your nose. So if you have piercings, men find that very attractive about you. Also, I'm seeing that there's something about your lips, the shape of your lips. And remember I mentioned something about how your lips, you always have like this slight smile on your lips, okay? Men find it very attractive. I feel like you may have like upturned lips or something like this. You got that cute, almost like your lips are either like plump and full of collagen, and so they like point upward on the corners, or you might have a practiced slight smile on your face at all times. There's something about your lips that looks very juicy, very welcoming, very appealing, very kissable. And men find that very attractive about you. And I also feel like, another message coming through too is that, I would say you're not very talkative. That's what I'm seeing, okay? If that's not true, then just, take it as it resonates. That message might not be for you, but I feel like there's some in this group where I would say that you don't talk a lot. Your actions speak louder than words. You work out at the gym, you go walking, you're maybe an athlete, you travel a lot. You do socialize, so I do see you interacting in that way. But you're a reader. You focus on the arts, like, you might be very esoteric or spiritual. You do a lot of studying, a lot of reading. So there's a lot of information coming in. I do think that you do impart some wisdom, some knowledge. So there is some communication going on. And I also feel like you post on social media, okay? So you may, when you meet others, you may share information freely with others. You may have classes, you may have seminars. You may impart wisdom onto others that you have learned just by talking with them. You may also do some posting on social media that comes through, and this is something that they see and love. Maybe they feel that you inform them. You let them know when things are getting weird. You inform them, okay? We have ethnic attire. So, my beautiful pile too, I feel like there's something about the way you dress. Again, it keeps coming back to that. You might express your identity or your cultural background or your beliefs or something you're really passionate about in the way that you dress. So, for instance, if you really love Halloween, I feel like you really turn it up during Halloween, and men find you attractive because of that. Also, I feel like there's a way you dress, maybe that's very like cultural for some of you. You may wear like garments that are maybe are native to your background or something like this, okay? And so men find this very attractive about you. Like if you're, for instance, if you're African, you may like, or you have African ancestry, you may like to wear like, you know, patterned attire or robes or headgear or head ties. I'm also getting like the jewelry that you wear is pretty distinctive. You might wear a certain type of necklace that keeps popping up. You have like certain necklaces and big pendants that you wear. Men find that attractive. I'm seeing that here. So, you know, and I'm also seeing it there. So there, I think there's something about you. There's a medallion or there's necklaces that you wear that men notice your choice of jewelry and find it very attractive. Okay. It makes you look very attractive to them. You know, it's possible you have short hair, pile too. It's possible. But I feel like for most of you, you either have long hair or you wear your hair long. Maybe you have extensions or something like this. Your hair is long, okay? You have a lot of growth. You know, I'm seeing a lot of thick hair there that, you know, as we know with the curly hair, you know, once it's stretched out, it's super long. So this is very long hair, okay? Very long hair. Very long hair. Long hair. So I feel like if you wear your hair long, pile two, men find it incredibly attractive, okay? They love the way the hair frames your face or looks on your body. I'm also getting that if you don't wear your hair long, this might be spirit guys telling you, if you want to be more attractive to men, get that hair nice and long, okay? Okay, we got boss up. I feel like you might be a bit of a nerd, pile two, especially with all the reading and the research. Men are attracted to your nerdiness, the way you pay attention to details. You zero in on things. You don't miss details. I definitely see that. You may also work for yourself. You may also be in charge of your own. You may have independent wealth or an independent way of making money. You know, you're your own boss. That's possible. And men find this attractive about you. You create your own income. Okay, so let's keep it moving here. We have Baba Yaga, Wild Woman. So Baba Yaga is, she's from Slavic folklore, if I remember correctly, okay? And I believe she was a terrifying character, actually, but also sometimes helpful. She was, you know, her name, you know, she's like the crone, you know, grandmother or hag. And I'm not saying you're a hag, pal, too. But here's what I'm seeing, guys, is that part of why men find you attractive is because you can be very helpful. You do have a side to you, I feel, where it's like maybe you don't have children. That's something I'm seeing to you. You might be childless, or maybe you don't want children. Okay, you're very independent. You don't want anything holding you down or holding you back. Maybe this is another reason men find you attractive. So you kind of move solo. You may be single, okay? And you don't have anything holding you back. You like to travel. You go backpacking. Men find this very attractive about you. Because I would say Baba Yaga was kind of like anti-children in a way. Unfortunately, part of it, the folklore, I'm not going to go into it, is that, you know, she was kind of anti-children. But if you do have children, what I'm seeing, pile two, is that you have a way of setting them aside. You know, I wouldn't say that you are not loving. I see that you're nurturing here. I see that you have a baby. You may have a baby. You nurture that baby. You take good care of that baby. But you have a very big side of yourself that's very independent. That's very, I'm not going to let myself go down, you know, like that. I'm not going to give all of me to my baby. I'm going to make sure I work out and go to the gym. I'm going to make sure I keep studying. I'm going to make sure I continue to get my education. I'm going to make sure I have a social life. It's not all for your baby. You know how to cultivate. You have a strong sense of self. And I feel like men find this very attractive about you, actually. You're very helpful. You're helpful to your child. You're helpful to people. but you have a very strong independent streak. And this is something men find very attractive about you. We have affair, which is Venus in Leo. So we have affair. Venus represents love and beauty and art. And Leo represents confidence. So I feel like you're very confident when it comes to expressing love. You know, I feel like men have noticed about you that you don't hold back when it comes to expressing love to the opposite gender. If you love a man, you'll show it. You're not going to hide it. You're not going to play games. You're not going to play coy. You're going to either come out and say it, or you're going to find ways that they're very clear on showing it. I see that. I see that in you. Yeah, I feel like when you conduct relationships with people, or when you or maybe you're dating or something like this, the men who you have run into, or maybe even before you started dating, have noticed that you express, when if you feel love for someone or something, you express it. You don't hold back. Okay, you're very clear in your expressions of love, and this is what men find attractive about you. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, pile 2. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you find it resonant, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of this reading. If you don't know what to say, then go ahead and put some emojis like the ones I have flashing up here on the screen in the comment section, because that would help the algorithm promote this video and help my channel grow and help us grow our soul tribe here on this channel. Thank you so much for coming by, and it was a pleasure doing your reading for you. Take good care of yourself, okay? Bye! Alright, so welcome to your reading, pile 3. You chose this beautiful pink mermaid tail. So what I'm seeing, what do men find attractive about you? Men think that you're very loving. Men find your loving energy very attractive. They feel that you are an emotional healer too. So perhaps you spend time being a healing force in people's lives, and men have noticed this about you, and they find it very attractive. They think that you're very caring, very nurturing. Also, I feel like men think that you make a very good friend, and so, you know, they find this very attractive about you as well. I'm also getting that you may be very protective of children or something like this, or of the vulnerable. You just got a big heart, and you have a lot of planetary goodwill. You know, you want all of mankind to thrive and do well. You want harmony for everyone. You want compassion. You operate from a place of compassion and care and kindness and empathy. And men find this very attractive about you. So kudos to you on that, pile 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at your cards. You got the Queen of Swords, Temperance, the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Wands. Pile 3. This loving energy that you have, okay, that men find so attractive in you, it's not there because you only receive loving energy from others, okay? It's not there because of that. You've been through some things. You've been through some things, pile 3, okay? But you're very perceptive, and you're very clear-minded. You're very intelligent, okay? And you have learned to, you've used your logic to understand why the world is, people in the world are bad, why bad things exist. You're not just all, you know, puppies and roses and stuff just because, you know, you're naive. No, you've been through things. And even though you went through things, you reasoned your way through it, and you have chosen to be loving. You've chosen to be compassionate. You've decided, you've thought about it, you've looked at all, you've had all these different experiences, you are very experienced, or you're an old soul type, and where your decision tree has landed you is, I choose love. I choose emotional healing. I choose caring for others. I choose being nurturing. So all the pain, anything you've dealt with has led you to, that's the way to be. And this is why men find you attractive, okay? Now, I feel like men also find you attractive because you may be very spiritual. I'm seeing that coming through. You're very spiritual, and you know how to unite the spiritual with the material, okay? It's not like, oh, I go to church and I'm all in my head at church and on Sunday, and you know, God is love and da-da-da-da. And then when you get back to your daily living, you're a bitch, or you just don't care about spiritual stuff. It's all interwoven, okay? Daily living to you is God. Daily living is your spiritual life, okay? The spiritual and the material are one and the same for you. So, you know, as an example, like for instance, if you make choices at work, at your job, the way you live and the choices you make at your job are informed and influenced by your spiritual beliefs. Okay, you're one and the same. You have integrity, and this is what men find very attractive about you. Okay, I feel like you also do away with toxic things. You do away with what's wrong. You cut those things out of your life, and you focus on cleaning up your act. I feel like some of you may have gotten rid of certain harmful substances out of your life. You may have gotten rid of, like, maybe, I'm just coming up with examples here, maybe sugary foods, or you may have gotten rid of certain, maybe a drug or something like this. You've cleared it out of your life while using discipline and ambition and willpower. I also feel that men find you attractive because you are victorious. Pile 3. You're victorious when it comes to balancing yourself out and keeping yourself under control. You're a good manager of things, okay? You're a good manager of yourself, your bodily chemicals. I just feel that you might be like a chemist, or maybe you are the type of person you're a great moderator. You're a great moderator. And you are also very good at overcoming obstacles. You're very determined in some manner. I feel like maybe the word was spread about you that you overcame some great obstacle. And I feel like men find this very attractive about you. I'm seeing also here that you may have created something or inspired something. And you might make men, you may have created something that makes men find you attractive. I also feel like you're a huge turn on. Pile 3. Okay, you turn men on. You are a turn on. Physically, I'm getting like your chest area, something like this. I feel like you turn a lot of men on. Okay, so you might be a head turner. You might be very attractive, and something about you just oozes sex. Okay. And you may not be able to help it. It might be a thing where you dress appropriately, but you just turn men on. You may have one of those looks that is very commonly viewed as sexually appealing. And this is why men find you very attractive. Men also find you very attractive because you may be a good cook. Okay, so bear with me. If you don't cook, let me focus on those who do cook. There's something about you're really good at putting a meal together. You can put together a feast, and men find you attractive for this reason. Okay, now I do see that if it's not cooking, then men feel that you're very patient. You're very patient. You know how to put in some effort and wait for the results to come in. Yeah, you are very patient. You wait for results to come in. You wait for things to bloom. Yeah, you're very reliable in that way. This is why men find you attractive. They feel that you're very patient. You wait for things to come together. You're not quick to say, "Oh, you didn't show up at this time, and you left me hanging at this time, so therefore I don't want any part to do with this. I need you." I wouldn't say that you are all about making sure that people are a stickler for certain times. That they have to absolutely be here at this time or that. You're very flexible. Okay, you work with people who maybe aren't a stickler for time or something like this. You're very graceful and you're very patient. And this is why men find you attractive. I also feel like men find you attractive because you stay busy, and you may be doing as good or doing better than other women in some endeavor. I feel like also men find you attractive because they feel that you're hard at work with others to try to create something. I've been getting the sense of creation. They feel that your looks are very competitive anyway. Even if you're not competitive, I feel like men find you very attractive because they feel your looks compete well with other women's looks. Like, you're definitely not, quote unquote, the ugly one. Okay. You're not the least attractive one. You're in there with others. Okay. You're as attractive as other attractive women, if not more so attractive than them. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look then at your oracle cards. We have manifestation. Okay. So I feel like men find you attractive, my beautiful pile 3, because you are capable of manifesting great things. Great things. Okay. I feel that, I feel like you bring the party. You bring the party. Okay. You're full of ideas on how to get things moving. Okay, very interesting. I also feel like men find you attractive because of the way that you dance, perhaps the way you move your body. They find this very attractive. We got Inanna, embracing the shadow. So again, I'm getting this idea. Remember I talked to you about earlier, guys. There's this idea that you choose love, but it's not because you hadn't been through things. It's not coming from a naive perspective. You've been through hardships, but you choose love at the end of the day. So I feel like part of how you accomplish this is by learning to embrace the shadow aspect of yourself and people around you and in life. You make space for what's wrong. This whole loving vibe is not coming from a place of I don't understand negativity. I don't want to relate to it. I turn my nose up at it. It's not in me. No, you understand that the dark side is in everyone and in everything. And at the end of the day, it's about making certain choices. And you choose to be one of those who works with, you honor the dark side and you honor the reason for your dark side or the dark side of life existing, and choose good. So there's this idea that men find you attractive because you're tolerant. Pile 3. You're tolerant of what's wrong. You make space for what's, the shadowy aspects of life, the dark things. Okay. And this is how you overcome it. Okay. It's not about really overcoming. It's about, this is how you create synthesis and balance within yourself and bring about the good, is by saying, hey, I honor my shadow aspects. I accept that exists. I accept that these dark things are here in the world because of certain very good reasons. So I'm not going to act like they don't exist. Very interesting message coming through for you, Pile 3. I feel like the men who find you attractive may be men who know you or know your works. Okay? Or have seen your works. Maybe they don't know you personally, but they've seen what it is that you do and the way that you come across. They see that you're not judgmental of negativity, but you choose positivity. Okay, we have number 28, the android. So what I'm seeing here, my beautiful Pile 3, is that men find you attractive because you're not over emotional. Yeah, you're not over emotional. You're not over triggered by what goes wrong. If something goes wrong, someone does something wrong to you, or you see something wrong, you don't get all caught up in your feelings. You simply calmly seek out the truth and operate from that perspective. So I'm getting like a very, I don't want to say cold, but very logical and circumspect vibe from you, Pile 3. Men really, really find this attractive in you. They feel that you're not dramatic. I feel like men also feel that, something else I'm getting is that you may be avoiding of conflict. You may avoid conflict. That's another message too that's coming through. You may have had to engage in conflict. Okay, sorry, there's a car alarm that was staying on in my neighborhood for like the past 5 minutes, and I mean that's insane. So I went to go look into it, but yeah, it's fine now. It's off. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing, guys. Is that what I'm seeing now earlier? I'm getting that you may be engaged in a conflict with others or something. You may, be engaged in like some sort of rivalry with others, or maybe a debate, or you're hard at work with others. And maybe you have competing ideas with others or something like this. But men find you attractive because you're able to stand your ground, prove your mettle, and get involved in situations like this, and somehow keep it peaceful. Okay, somehow I feel that you somehow avoid the conflict and you respect the differences and you carry on with a smile. Okay. And this is why men find you attractive. Okay. So maybe men find you attractive because you're fine with being in situations or conditions where others are opposing you, or you're working with others from different backgrounds or something like this. And that's fine for you. Okay. You're okay with it. And so your tolerance of this makes men find you attractive. Okay. So yeah. So we have Kalia, and it's endurance. So you can withstand, you have like Pile 3, you're amazing. You're able to withstand storms. Okay, I'm seeing that here with Mojaji and Kalia, which is Mojaji is an African rain goddess, and Kalia is from Irish folklore. And both of these figures are able to withstand storms. In fact, it's like they play in storms. All right. So here's what I'm saying. I'm seeing Pile 3 is that men find you attractive because you can withstand the hot seat. You can withstand troublesome environments or chaotic environments and thrive and do okay, do fine. So maybe you've gotten into situations or relationships with men who maybe you all didn't see eye to eye, or you have different ways of going about things, but you withstood this. You withstood the conflict. And so maybe that's part of what some of these men that have had dealings with you have found attractive about you. I'm also getting that someone has observed you as being able to put up with chaotic or stormy situations, okay? Fascinating. Okay, next we're getting the day you plant the seed. Yeah, again, I'm getting this patience vibe, okay? I feel like men find you attractive because of your patience. There's something you do where you invest, you plant seeds. I'm seeing it here on this, like, I don't know if this is like a cornfield. Here we're seeing wheat being grown. Here we're seeing sunflowers being grown. You plant things and you wait for them to mature. You invest your time and energy in situations, settings, people. So there's just this idea that you might be an investor. You invest your time and energy in people, and you show the patience it takes. You wait for things to develop. You wait for things to resolve. You don't jump ship readily. You hang in there. You persevere. You show endurance. Okay, as Kalia and Mojaji are showing. Heck, Kalia prays and hangs in there with the intensity, and Mojaji dances in the middle of the storm. So you find joy in waiting. You find joy in the moment, no matter what you're going through. If it's chaotic, if you're involved in some sort of competition or some situation where you have to strive to prove yourself or to belong or to prove your mettle or hang in there or get involved. Even if there's conflicting energy, you hang in there and you wait for things to progress and develop. And men find this really attractive about you. Wow, pile 3, we got braids. So pile 3, there's this idea that you might like wearing braids. Just get that out of the way, okay? As far as just upfront, you might like wearing braids, and when you do, men find it attractive in you, okay? And if you don't wear braids, then I feel like men really like the way you do your hair. There's a certain like neatness and meticulousness and a certain carefulness with which you do your hair. So look, I'm seeing a braid here, and I'm seeing a braid in this. So you may braid your hair, okay? It may not be quite like cornrows, but it could be just like you literally may like to wear your hair in braids, even if, it doesn't matter what culture you're coming from. It could be one single thick long braid or a bunch of braids on your hair or something like this. If you do this to your hair, please know that men find it mightily attractive, okay, when you wear your hair like this. I'm also getting that if you don't wear your hair like this, you might want to consider that. It might be, spirit guides sort of giving you a hint that if you wear braids, men will find it attractive in you if you're looking to get that kind of attention. We got severing ties. So yeah, so I'm getting this vibe again. We're going back to this where it feels like you do away with what doesn't work, okay? You do away with what doesn't work. We got with the Queen of Swords, this is energy like, I've tried it, I've had experience, and I know what doesn't work, so I'm going to get rid of it. So I feel like maybe you used to be competitive. Maybe you used to argue and fuss and conflict with people, but you stopped that. You've learned instead to persevere and to endure. And you don't get caught up in trying to argue things out with people, being petty or whatever. You allow the storm to pass over. Look, the storm ahead, the storm up ahead, passing over you. Okay, and you understand that storms don't last. A storm will pass. Storms don't last forever. They're by their very nature temporary. And so there's a certain wisdom you have in where you have decided to cut being meddling out of your life, and men find this very attractive. That when they notice there's a bunch of drama or stuff going on, you maybe don't participate, or you cut out quickly. Or when you notice things are getting that way, you remove yourself from it. Or you cut people out of your life who bring this kind of chaotic or conflicting energy into your world. You choose peace. Okay? Men find it attractive that you choose to pray or dance when other people want chaos in their lives. Okay? And they find this attractive about you. Okay, so we have Fuoko, which is Ace of Wands. We're getting the Ace of Wands again, guys. The Ace of Wands, which is, I'm getting again, guys, the Ace of Wands. So I'm getting again, guys, that you're a big turn on for men. You turn men on. Period. It's coming up repeatedly. There's something about, remember I said earlier, I think it might be your boobs. I'm getting it's your boobs again. Okay. That's what I'm getting, seeing, picking up on. Something about your chest area is very appealing and a turn on to men. And I'm not even saying, I don't even see you, I don't think you bare your boobs or bare yourself or expose yourself. I think you cover up, but something about the shape of them is very attractive to men. Something about the way you package them, something about the way you wear them turns men on. Okay, so we have ship it. Support a romantic relationship, compatibility, rooting for love. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to social media, I feel that men find it very attractive that when you are in a union with someone, okay? When you're dating someone, you let people know it. When you're in a relationship, you approve of it and you let people know what's happening, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're a loving person and you love, right? You love to support couples. When you see that other couples are having a loving relationship, you support that relationship. You're not trying to tear down. You're happy for them, okay? You approve of loving relationships. Now, I'm getting that men find attractive about you that you support your romantic relationships and you focus on compatibility. That's very important to you. I think you decided at one point that people who are not compatible with you, where you're always butting heads, you need to let go of them. Okay? And this is what men are finding attractive about you. You're realizing, oh my gosh, I don't need that in my life. If there's a constant butting of heads, that means it's not compatible. And I need to move on and find a compatible relationship. So you focus on relationships where there's compatibility and harmony. This is what men find attractive about you. You focus on being compatible too. That's what I'm getting. I got don't panic, faking confidence again. Yes, so you make men panic, guys. Okay? You make men panic because your ability to say, I'm very loving, I'm very sweet, I'm very harmonious, your ability to be loving, to be sweet, to be harmonious, coupled with, I don't feed into drama. And if you're trying to butt heads with me, you're going to be butting heads with the air, because I'm not going to participate. Or I cut ties with people who want to fight me and butt heads with me. Puts other people in the hot seat. It puts men in the hot seat. You don't conflict with what doesn't work. You cut it out, or you wait it out. And so you're not feeding into these toxic patterns with others. You don't support others' toxic patterns. People who are addicted to fighting or arguing don't do well around you, pal 3. Okay? They don't do well around you. And when they notice that you are just completely not supportive of that kind of energy, it causes them to panic. Okay? It causes them to look within themselves and realize that this is a confidence issue. If they're trying to fight with you, it's because they're lacking confidence within themselves. And so they're having to do all this shadow work, right? Embracing the shadow. And, I feel like men find you attractive because you make them do the work. You force them to look at, what is the true source of their confidence, to work on their insecurities, to stop pretending. And, if they have self-doubt, they need to figure out why that self-doubt is there and heal it. Okay? No fakers or pretenders are going to do well with you, pal 3. This is why men find you very attractive. They feel that you inspire, okay, in others, doing the great work. Working on yourself, truly being a confident person, not just pretending you are and then masking it and pretending you are because, I can fight, I can argue. You being able to fight and argue doesn't mean you're confident. You being able to butt heads with others is not confidence. That's not confidence. And wrong. You teach this to others by example, pile 3. And I feel like the way you handle it is you're not doing conflict, so therefore they're left on their own. The spotlight's on them. And they're realizing, oh my gosh, all I've got in my toolbox is to argue, fight, condemn, judge, and butt heads. That's all I got in my toolbox. What else do I got? Because obviously, pile 3, you got more than this. And if they're not bringing that, they either have to be compatible with you or have healthy ways of dealing with things when their shadow pops up and wants to run the show, or when they feel triggered or insecure and it wants to bring in conflict. Now, the way you behave and carry on and carry yourself forces them to look within. All right, so I think that men like that your attitude puts them on blast. This is why they find you attractive, is because you trigger introspection, you trigger growth, you trigger doing the great work within. Okay, we got 27, Oshun's tears, grief, loss, and heartbreak. Pile 3. So I feel like men find you attractive because I feel like you might be a heartbreaker, pile 3. You might be a heartbreaker. You cause men to sweat. You cause men to cry. Because, I don't want to say that you're cold. Remember, I kind of felt like the cards are trying to say that you're cold, pile 3, but that's not it. You're not cold. You're logical. You've learned. You're experienced. Life has taught you certain things. Okay? Life has taught you that you need to be patient and wait out conflict. You're very patient and you don't engage in conflict. Maybe you used to, but you don't anymore. And I feel that because of this, you're not appeasing other people's shadow aspects. And so they're forced to cry it out. Because you almost come across like you're cold. You almost come across like you're cold to, their reasons for wanting to butt heads. Their reasons for complaining. Their reasons for saying, trying to argue with you and fight it out. You're just like, you take them down with cold logic. Okay? And this causes a lot of grief, loss, and heartbreak. But at the same time, this is part of why men are attracted to you, is because I don't know what it is. I feel like men are attracted to the fact that you don't get caught up in the drama yourself. You got long hair. Long hair, don't care. You may have long hair. You may have long hair. Or you may wear long hair. Perhaps you wear extensions. Or something like this. Men find that attractive about you. I think they for this card to pop up, it's a big deck. I mean, they either find your long hair attractive. I'm seeing that here. Okay? And here. I'm definitely seeing some length to the hair. Okay, there's some length to your hair. So if you have long hair, they love this about you. If you don't have long hair, you might consider growing your hair out. Okay, that might get more men to be attracted to you. But I get the feeling you might be very practical and you keep your hair short because you're kind of like a no-nonsense person and you do away with what's unnecessary. But I feel like if you're wanting to get more attraction out of men and you feel like you need that, then long hair, men might like you more, or you might see more attraction coming from men if you wear long hair. We got petite feet. We got petite feet. So you may have small feet. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay. You may have small feet and men find this attractive about you. They like your cute little feet. Also another message coming in. You may not have small feet. And if you don't worry about it. Just disregard. It's a message for others. Men like how you put one foot in front of the other and you just keep it moving. You keep it moving. You don't do drama, pile 3. You don't do drama. You'd rather walk away. You'd rather wish in a situation adieu and, go into mourning over, well, that situation ended, I'm moving on, than do fights, than do arguments. It's almost like when arguments and fighting and all this stuff and butting heads appears, for you, that signals the end. Or for you, that signals a time to pray and be quiet. It's not a time to engage. You've internalized this, pile 3. So, men find you attractive because you walk away from drama. You keep it moving. You put one foot in front of the other. You focus on hope and love. And you dance to that pattern. You walk to that beat. Okay? And this is why men find you attractive. You're very undramatic. We have motivating. Okay, so men find you very motivating. I feel like, honestly, you might be an investor too. You might be about your money. So you don't need stress. You don't need drama. You're all about, because I see a lot of things going on here. You're all about your investments growing. You're all about growing your empire. You're all about growing, period. You're not about going backwards. You're not about low vibrational patterns. You're a very elevated individual, pile 3. And this is part of why men find you very attractive. I feel like men also feel very motivated by your energy to make money. I think you're all about, when anything comes up, you're like, I'm about my money. That's what you're telling them. I'm about making my money. I'm about my ends. I'm about getting to that job. I want to argue with you because I have to go to bed. It's just an example. I don't want to spend any time arguing or conflicting because I got to go to bed and wake up on time, well rested, so I can go make my money. You're very calculated and kind of cold in that way. You stay focused on material concerns. That's important to you. Okay? So in this way, they find you motivating and you make them want to go focus on, material concerns as well. Look at that. Abundance. Look at that. More growing things. Money, abundance, something growing here with the sunflower field. We got a wheat field. We got a corn field. Pile 3. Men find it very attractive that you have created abundance in your life that has been your priority. And so therefore you are wealthy now. You do very well, or you're on the way to becoming very wealthy because that is your priority. That has been your priority. You focus on growing yourself and growing your situation. Men find this incredibly attractive about you. Now we got romance, which is Venus, Taurus. So pile 3. I feel like men find you attractive because if you find the one you want to be with, it's on, okay? You're actually a very loving creature. You're very loving. You like to focus on being loving. You don't like to focus on fighting and arguing and storms and all this. You know they will come. Storms will come in life. Okay, you make space for it. But you don't focus on it. You don't cultivate it. This is why men find you attractive. They feel like you're a very loving creature. You're big on romance. Or you may have a romantic situation in your life right now where there's someone you get along really well with. I've seen that coming up twice. You may have a boyfriend or you may have a man that you're with. And I feel like men find you attractive because you're in a loving relationship. It's that simple. They find you attractive because you're able to carry on a loving relationship and cut out toxic or conflicted relationships from your past and move forward. So there may be exes that find you very attractive because you cut out the negativity and the BS and are focusing on a connection currently where you get along really well with this person. That's why men are finding you attractive. Or if they don't know you, they're not your ex, they could just see you, that you're capable of carrying on a romantic, peaceful, loving, compatible relationship, and they find you attractive because of this. And that's all I'm seeing in the cards for you, my beautiful pile 3. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it to be resonant, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate you bringing your energy to this reading. If you have any comments for me, I would love to interact with you in the comment section. You can drop them down below. If you don't have anything to say, then if you can do me a favor and leave an emoji comment down below, like the one I'm flashing up here. It really is good for the channel and helps the algorithm notice this channel and get it promoted. And I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the reading. We'll consider it an energy exchange. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to doing another reading for you, okay? Bye! Welcome to your reading, pile 4. So you've chosen this beautiful white mermaid tail. I'll set that aside. So why do men find you attractive? That's a good one. So first of all, men find you attractive because of your ability to connect with the higher. Okay, you may come across as very spiritual. You may be a very spiritual person. You may be esoterically versed, or perhaps you go to church or something like this. You're just like, I don't want to say holier than thou, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's not an insult. It's just, I feel like you have this very holy vibe that men find very attractive about you. It could be that maybe you may be a virgin, or you were a virgin for a long time, and there were men who knew of this and found this very attractive in you. Perhaps you don't cuss, you don't smoke. Maybe your diet is very clean, something like this. You keep things very clean. You keep things very pure. Your thoughts are pure. Your lifestyle is pure. You seek religion. You seek the higher. You seek spirituality. You just are very pure. Okay, that's something coming through. I feel like men find this very attractive in you. I also feel like you're a truth sayer, pile 4. You speak the truth. Okay, I don't see you investing in lies or anything like this. Maybe a little white lie every now and then, but not like you don't believe in lies, outright lying. No. Okay, so you're very pure in that way. I feel like men really find you attractive because of this. Also, you may have some healing energy within you, which you channel by connecting with Goddess, connecting with Spirit, and so you bring healing vibes into the world. You have a healing touch. Perhaps you were very healing to people around you, or you are very healing. That's your perspective. You try to heal situations, and men find this very attractive about you. Okay, so we got the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the Hermit, the Knight of Wands, the Fool, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So the 6 of Pentacles, traditionally speaking, is basically, the meaning is charity with justice. Okay. So pile 4, men find you attractive because you play fair. You play fair. You look out for others. I feel like for you, in your mind, if someone has done right to you, or someone has been kind to you, you make sure you're kind to that person. Or you could just be the kind of person who does charity. You look out for others. You don't want anything back, but you look out for others. Okay. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles. So you're a very giving person. You're very charitable. You look out for others. I feel like you might even work like in a charity, or you volunteer your time in a charity and give things to people. And men find this very attractive about you. It could be that you're a giver in relationships too, or you're a giver. When you get with men, you give, you think of them, you take care of them. Okay. I feel that men find you very attractive because you have a good reputation because of this. and you have achieved certain goals as well. Okay, I feel like people speak well of you, and men find you attractive because of this. I also feel like even though you have a great reputation, okay, even though you've been a hero to others, you showed up and helped out, and you've had a positive impact, and people speak well of you, and you're a hero to others, you don't wear this on your sleeve. You don't talk about it. You don't dwell on it. You just do it. Okay, and this is why men find you very attractive. You're very humble. Yeah, I feel like you're a very elevated spirit. You're mature. You're very mature spirited. You've done a lot of inner soul work, and it's because of this that you have risen to the higher levels of thought and being, and you make it a point to look out for others. Is because you have, you're beyond basic level power 4. Okay, you think about others, you think about society, and how you can have a good impact on others, how you can have a good impact on the world. At the same time, you like to keep to yourself, though. I mean, I'm getting like slightly loner vibes. I feel that you don't make yourself too common. You don't make yourself too exposed. You show up when it's time to help others, and then you go back into, I don't want to say you go back into your cave, but I'm just getting this vibe like, you're the kind of person people can turn to if they need guidance, because you spend a lot of time soul searching. You spend a lot of time going within, and it's not about looking outside for validation. It's not about trying to get an okay from others, and say, am I okay? You look within yourself and your work that you do on yourself, and this is what makes you attractive to men. Okay, I feel that you may be a guide for others or something like this. You may be a teacher. Okay, a teacher or a guide, and this is something that men find attractive about you. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you like to help people and then put it out of your mind, and then get back to soul searching, get back to your private space where you're doing deep spiritual work. I feel like from this space you may guide others or something like this. You're very experienced. You may be very educated, or just very experienced and very knowledgeable about something, and you guide others, but you're also growing yourself up. Okay, and this is what men find very attractive about you. Very interesting, power 4. So I'm also getting that you're a hero, power 4. You're a hero. You rush to the rescue when someone's needed or something is needed. You are the one who is going to go take care of it. You are the one who's quick to rush to the rescue and help people out. You are fearless, and you take action. Okay, you take action to help others. You take action to rescue certain situations, and I feel that men really find this attractive about you. They feel that you're very adventure oriented. You're on to the next chapter in life. You may go on trips a lot. You may go travel a lot. You may go check out different areas in the world, and you're just, it's like your own little bubble in your head. You just go off. You're like, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go here, and on to the next adventure. And, this is how they see you. And I feel like there might be men in your life that are like, hey, slow down, or be careful out there where you go. So you're very, very adventurous, and maybe you like to travel a lot or explore different areas or different aspects of life. So you do take time for yourself, but you also like to get moving. And I feel like this is why men find you attractive. I also feel like you might be very unattached in some ways, especially with the Hermit and the Fool showing up. You travel light, okay? You don't have a lot of burdens. You may be childless, or if you have children, then you don't wear your children on your sleeve. Maybe your children are grown or something like this, and you like to go, you like to just sort of like be free. I'm getting this free vibe, like you like to go off and go do this and go do that, and you don't like being encumbered by anything. And you may be unattached too. This is what men find attractive about you. You may be unmarried. I'm getting this sort of like, not a loner vibe, but like, someone who's alone, who likes their own company, with the Hermit and the Fool. Okay. Yeah. So men find it very attractive that you are very compassionate. Okay. You're very compassionate. You are very comforting too. Okay. You're a comforting person. So you're a very interesting mix between, I like to, get moving. I like to be on the go. And I like to show up and help others, but I also like to take time and be there for myself. So there is this, you have a balance to you. There's a certain quality that you have where it's like you're available. You're the beck and call of those who need you. Okay. But you don't like to be burdened by, like, you are at the beck and call of people who need you, but you don't have a lot of like burdens that you saddle on yourself. Okay, you try to keep your own situation very light so you can be available to be on the move, or go here or go there, or help here or help there. And men find this very attractive about you. You have a very deeply compassionate nature. I mean, you're the type of person where, like, I feel like if you were watching a movie or watching a documentary about how some people are going through some horrible things in the world, you might start crying and crying like it's your own problem, because it is. You know, you view the world as your home, and everyone in it is your family. And you relate very easily. You have a lot of empathy, okay? So that's why you're so giving, and you do a lot of volunteer work. And this is something men find deeply attractive about you. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is coming up in your oracle cards. You got Iset, surrender. Wow, you know, it's funny. I talked about maybe you didn't have children, or if you do, you don't wear them on your sleeve. But here I'm seeing, you know, a woman with a mother with her baby, but I'm getting the word surrender. So you surrender yourself to the experience of being there for others. That's another interpretation on this message, is that you like to give of yourself to others. Okay, you are ready to go, to show up, to be there for others, to care for others. So I am getting that you are a nurturer. You are a nurturer, okay? Especially with the Queen of Cups in tow. You like to nurture humanity. You may not have a child. But you're very nurturing to the people in the world. You like to give to others and make sure others are being taken care of, okay? We're getting Uzume, laughter. Okay, I'm gonna have to cover up her chest. So you bring joy to others. You like to bring lightness of spirit to others. You know, I'm also getting that men find you very attractive because of your chest. You may have a big, you may wear like a large bra size. That's possible. And if you don't, then I feel that even if your breasts are small, they attract attention. Your breasts are very attractive to men. I also feel that men find you attractive because you're saying, I nurture everyone. Anyone that needs nurturing can be nurtured by me. So you're not exclusive, pile 4. You're not exclusive to just only nurturing your own baby. You nurture the world. Okay, that keeps coming up. We have the mutant. I will take care of myself. So I feel that you do not do this to the neglect of yourself, though. Remember I said you're an interesting mix of energies. You're there for others. You're a hero. You rush in. You help others. But then you take time to be by yourself, to soul search, to care for you. And again, I'm getting the boobs. Boobs keep coming up, guys. I feel like men really love your chest area, okay? Men love how your chest looks. You might be very buxom, or, you know, you may wear a large bra size or something like this. And you take very good care of yourself, though. That's what I'm seeing. You know, men love that you do not take care of others to the detriment of yourself. I do think that you're very giving, so you may give of yourself. So I do see you, for instance, you know, breastfeeding, you know, that comes from you, right, to the baby. So that's giving of yourself. I also see giving in the sense that you're not going to involve yourself in luxuries while the world is suffering. That's what I'm seeing too. You'd rather take your little extra income that you got and throw it towards volunteer situations or helping others out in the world than to spend it on buying super expensive or super nice things for yourself. So men find this very attractive about you, that you're willing to, I wouldn't call it sacrifice. I think that you're detached. When I'm getting that hermit mode, you detach from material things. I feel like there's a part of you that's like, I'm not interested in material things to the detriment of the care of the people around me. Okay, so we're getting Medusa appearance. So pile 4. I'm sorry, did I say pile 3 earlier? I meant pile 4. Pile 4, there is this idea that you take great care of yourself. Like I said, you do not neglect your health or your appearance simply because you not neglect yourself simply because you are taking care of others, or that you try to be there for others. Okay. Men find this very attractive about you. They feel that you do have, though you may not buy flashy things or be overly expensive in your tastes, you know how to dress well. You definitely have very strong sex appeal. Very strong sex appeal. With Medusa, I'm also getting that you're very dedicated to something. You know, I got that with the Hermit card. You try to dedicate yourself to a certain belief system or a certain way of living. I'm getting like, the vibes I'm getting is, you know, you might be a priestess or part of a certain spiritual sect, or you have nun vibes. I wouldn't say you're a nun. Maybe you're a nun, I don't know, but you have this nun-like vibe, okay, where you're like a sister of the church. And you've dedicated your life to helping people out and then going within. But at the same time, you're very beautiful. Okay, pile 4. you're gorgeous, you're hot to trot, okay? So it's a very beautiful mix. Men find it very attractive that you help out in the world, you take care of yourself, you say something for yourself, and you look beautiful, okay? Now, I'm also getting that you may have been through some things, okay? Whereas I feel like for instance, Medusa, she was a priestess of the temple that worshipped Athena, right? She was cursed by the goddess after being raped by Poseidon in Athena's temple. It wasn't her fault. Something happened, and I feel that you weren't treated correctly. You learned, but now it's like because of what happened, you've learned to keep your guard up, and you kind of isolate yourself from men. That's what I'm getting to, because Medusa is isolated from men. That's part of what it is, okay? In the temple, Athena, you have to keep your virginity, okay? And so it's like, I feel like this is vibe of, like, remember I said, you know, pure, like a virgin, you know? I'm getting that vibe here a little bit. You're beautiful, but you're not very sexual. You're not, sexually, what's what I'm looking for? You're not sexually prolific, okay? You're not having sex with a bunch of different people. You're just not doing that. And I feel like this is why men find you attractive. You're not going to hear gossip. They're not going to hear gossip from anyone. Oh, I had her. You know, yeah, I used to date her a while back. Yeah, she was fun. Or I took her out on some dates. Yeah, she's been around. People cannot say that about you. You're almost like you're guarded around men. And men find this attractive about you. They feel that you're very attractive. You're very appealing. But you don't put yourself out there like that. Okay? You may even dress sexy. But you're not promiscuous. That's what I was looking for. You're not promiscuous. Okay? And men find this very attractive about you, like you're set apart and you're not cheap. You've not cheapened yourself. You've not, or for men who want women who they feel certain hasn't slept around a fair amount, they like you for that reason. Okay, men find you attractive for that reason. So here's what I'm seeing, guys. Now we're getting number 20, confessions. You know, like I said, okay, I feel like men really find you attractive because of your honesty. You're very honest. You speak things as they are. You bare your soul. You bare your spirit. You expunge any dark thoughts. Okay? Like, for instance, if something happened to you, remember I got a feeling something may have happened to you in the past. You share your story with others. In fact, you use your story as an example to help guide others and light the way for others so that people can see that, hey, you know, other people have gone through the same thing you have. So everything about you, your pains, your resources, your energy, you focus everything you have on in reaching the world, on making the world a better place, on helping the world. You even use your pain to help the world. Okay? So men really like that you're very, very, very open, okay, with things. You don't lie. You're very pure-hearted in that way. I'm getting sensitive, so I feel like men find you very attractive because you feel things deeply. You feel things deeply. You feel other people's pain. You feel their pain. And men find this very attractive, okay? I'm getting also that you might have dark hair. If you have dark hair, this is something they find attractive about you. It's also possible that you have red hair, okay? And so whatever your hair looks like, because I'm getting red, okay? If you have red hair or you have red in your hair, men find this very attractive about you. But you have red streaks or auburn hair. You may also be a brunette. You may also have like bluish hair or tints of blue in your hair or aqua or something like this. The way you style your hair, men find very attractive. I also feel like for some of you, you may wear your hair short. That's possible. Men find this attractive about you as well. And if you're not doing your hair in any of these ways, Spirit Guide may be trying to give you style tips if you want to attract more men into your life on the way you should go. Okay? Yeah, I feel like though you are sensitive and you know, you feel things deeply when you're hurt. You are a good forgiver. You know, men find you attractive because you don't hold grudges, okay? You quickly process and get it off your chest. You vent, you process whatever you need to do. And then this leads to you being all smiles again later. So you don't hold on to things. You let things go. See, you're letting that darkness out of your chest and you're back to smiling again. So men find this very attractive about you. Next, we're getting the 9 of Pentacles, which is the Earth sign, which is Venus in Scorpio. I know she's wearing underwear, but I just wanted to be more appropriate for YouTube rules. So what I'm seeing here, guys, is that men find you attractive because you are independent. You're independent. You know, no one tells you what to do. You dress the way you like. Again, I'm getting this vibe that you might dress sexy. You might be a sexy dresser. You might show some skin. But it in no way means that you're promiscuous. So, you know, it's like you're like a beautiful angel, a beautiful woman who is very sexy, dresses sexy, but you don't chase men and you keep your guard up with men. Maybe because something happened, okay? And I don't know what that is, but I just feel like you've learned to keep yourself kind of holy, got a holy vibe. And for you, that doesn't translate. You don't view holy and sexy as, oh my gosh, that's oil and water. You believe in honoring your body, taking care of your body. You love how you look in the mirror. You are okay with having a beautiful body and dressing nice and showing off your beautiful body. But you don't believe that it should lead to promiscuity. You're a very interesting mix there, okay? Because you're not uptight in the way you dress, but you're definitely uptight in the way, I wouldn't say uptight, but you're very reserved and very picky when it comes to like interactions with men, okay? You're not just putting yourself out there like that constantly. No, we got pressed. So again, I'm getting this vibe that you are able to quickly get over your negative emotions, okay? I do think that you go through some stress, or you've gone through some stressful situations in your life that really maybe even traumatized you, but you have found a way to overcome this, okay? You don't stay there, Power 4, okay? You instead you meditate and you get good rest, okay? Like I said, you like to take good care of you. You like to take time away and take good care of you. You're not always available because you need time to reset, recharge, rejuvenate. And men love this about you. They are very attracted to you because of this self-care that you do. Like you may go AWOL, for instance. They may be trying to get a hold of you and want to see you again, but they can't because you're busy taking care of yourself, and that's important. I feel like men are really attracted to your balanced energy. You're pure, but you're sexy. You are very giving, but you take good care of yourself, okay? You don't neglect yourself, okay? We have number 31, Oshun, or soft power. Influence. Yeah, you avoid burnout. You avoid burnout, Power 4. And men have noticed this about you and find it very attractive in you, okay? You're no good to anyone if you're constantly burned out. We got Oshun, or soft power. Influence, openness, emotional intelligence. Yeah, Power 4, you don't believe in bullying anyone. You don't believe in having any kind of harsh expressions or aggressive expressions or assertive expressions. Okay, you don't believe in it. And this is what men find so beautiful about you, okay? You influence people with your soft approach, your soft energy. And you're very emotionally intelligent. You're in tune with your emotions, which is why you can acknowledge what's wrong, mourn it, cry over it, process it, and then move it out. You don't stay stuck, okay? You're very powerfully emotionally intelligent. You do self-care, and this is a good shining light example to others. And this is why men find you very attractive. We have straight hair. And I kind of got that here with the dark hair. You know, I'm seeing straight hair, now we're seeing straight hair again. So there's a good amount of you in this group, Power 4, that have straight hair. Perhaps you have straight dark hair. It may not be black. It could be just a dark color. Or embarrass you, wear your hair straight and dark. You wear your hair straight and dark. And that's something you really enjoy. You know, and you kind of keep it simple in that way. Perhaps this is your natural hair color. Or you may be more mature and your hair has now turned gray, but you still wear it straight. Okay, that's for just a few of you. Or you just dyed your hair a dark color or something like this. So you wear your hair, maybe you have long extensions in. I'm just seeing a lot of long hair and it's straight. So I am seeing that men are very attracted to this in you. If that is how you wear your hair, men are very attracted to this look. Okay, you wear it well. I'm also seeing that you may have curly hair or have maybe you wear your hair in little poofs or something like this, and they like that too. You got harmonious hips. I was going to say earlier that men are attracted to your hips. I wanted to get more confirmation. I've gotten it now. Okay, I've gotten it a few times actually. But men love your hips. You have full curvy hips. Okay, and even if you're not plus size or very voluptuous, I feel that even if you're slim, your hips pop. You have hips on you, Power 4, and they're very attractive to men. Very attractive. Okay, we have wasting time. You're not about wasting time, Power 4. You're not about wasting time with constantly crying, constantly stressing, constantly mourning something. You like to expedite. You like to, you let yourself cry. You let yourself feel the pain. But then it's like you put a timer on it. And then you get to the end of it, you express it, you vent it somehow. Maybe you even transmute it or elevate it and use it as a way to guide others or to show an example to others. Listen, I felt pain too. Here's how I got over it. Here's how you can get over it. And then you get over it. Okay, you don't like wasting time with negative emotions. Okay, we have awaken. Exactly. I'm getting this meditative vibe, guys. You meditate. there are people who are aware of the fact that you meditate. Okay? You meditate and you take good care of your inner self. We got the hermit, we got the awakened, we got manifesting sleep. You go to sleep on the inside. I'm not talking about going to bed and close your eyes. I'm talking about you close your eyes and you shut down your self-conscious part, the part that's always looking, analyzing, judging. You shut that pardon me. You shut that part of yourself down and you let yourself be a watcher. You're very spiritual, Power 4. And this is what men find very attractive about you. You may even practice yoga. That's possible. And then we're getting order, which is the moon in Scorpio. So we're getting Venus in Scorpio and moon in Scorpio. So you may be a Scorpio. That's a possibility. Or you may have that featured prominently on your chart. I get the feeling too that your life is orderly. Yeah, you love with passion, Pile 4. You love with intensity. Okay, your love is deep. Your love is sincere. Whatever it is that you love humanity, you love someone, it's deep and it's sincere. It's not here today, gone tomorrow. So if you have like a passion project or something or someone you care about, or if it's your charities or your child or whatever, you love deep. And the way you're able to be steadfast with this love because you're very emotionally intelligent. You know, some people, when they love deeply, I feel like part of what goes on is if you're not strong within, when hurts come, when toxicity comes, if you don't know how to process and deal with that stuff, you know, it can lead you to be fickle when it comes to loving others. But you're able to successfully love others very well because of your emotional intelligence, which you shine the light as an example to others. Okay, there's a lot of Venus vibes coming out of your spread, Pile 4. You're a very loving creature. Got that with Queen of Cups. We got that the Oshun soft power. We got that with the Nine of Pentacles over here. We're getting that coming through. You're a very loving person. And your love is pure. Your love comes from higher spiritual forces. You really try to channel that out into the world. And this is why you meditate, to help you deal with and process so you can be a happy person, so you can be a loving person. Okay? If you have unprocessed hurts and pains, then it's hard to be a loving person in this world. And you know that. And this is why you work on things. And this is what men find very attractive about you. You're also very orderly. I feel like whenever anything happens that you don't understand, okay? You stay focused on your work. When shady times come that you're like, I don't understand what's happening, I'm backing away. You focus on being productive, and you focus on continuing to keep things moving and keep making beautiful things in the world. Keep doing what you've been doing. You know, keep putting out orderly rows of goodness, orderly rows of productivity, orderly rows of lovingness and kindness and compassion. You don't stop. And this is why men find you very attractive. Now, physically speaking, I feel that you may go with a natural look. I don't feel like you wear a lot of makeup. And this is another reason men find you very attractive. Oh, when you do wear makeup, you look amazing, by the way. You look astonishing, Pile 4. I see that. You look gorgeous. You look ethereal, otherworldly. And it's because of the energies that you cultivate within yourself. You look like an angel. When you put on your makeup, men are just like, they're like, who is that? Is that Goddess Venus incarnate? You know, so there's a lot of this kind of stuff going on for you in your reading. Yeah, you're a really good forgiver too. You're very forgiving. Men really are attracted to you because of this. Men are attracted to you because of the way you wear your hair. They're attracted to your hips specifically, your curves, your hips specifically. Men are attracted to you because of your long hair, like I said before. Men are attracted to you, physically speaking. You may have curly hair though. I do see that you may have curly hair, and they attracted to that too. Okay, they find you very attractive because of your curly hair. You may have red in your hair. They like that. Men are attracted to your smile. They think that you smile very beautifully, and your smile is so graceful, and it's so relieving and healing. You have a very healing smile, a very healing countenance, which you pour out onto the world. And you know, men really appreciate this and find you very attractive because of it. If you have a child, men view you as a good mother. Okay, very nurturing, or nurturing of them anyway. And that's all I'm seeing the cards for you, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for bringing your energy to this reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it resonant, please give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you left a comment down below. I'll be sure to respond. I love chatting with you guys. And also, if you don't know what to say, please be sure to try to leave me an emoji comment like the one I'm flashing up here. You can flash that emoji in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it would help really promote this channel and help this channel grow and help attract more of your soul tribe so we can have a bit of a community here. You're attracting your soul tribe, you know. If you watching Pile 4, there's other Pile 4s that can relate to what you're going through, that have your similar energy. And so wouldn't you like to be connected with these people on this channel, right? Anyways, take good care of yourself, my beautiful Pile 4. Mwah. May you be blessed. Take good care now. Bye.